Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cheryl, and today I'm here to bring you the top 5 books I'm excited to read in 2017. Now, only one of these is actually a 2017 debut, the rest are just books that I'm super excited to pick up at some point in 2017 for one reason or another. So without further ado, let's get into the list. Book number 1 is A Torch Against the Night by Saba Tahir. This book is the sequel to An Ember in the Ashes, which I read only a couple months ago and absolutely loved. I will link my full spoiler-free review down below. But yes, this is a YA fantasy story that's based on the Roman Empire. It's full of blood and gore and intrigue. It follows two characters, a slave at a military academy and a student at said academy. It was fantastic. I can't wait to pick up the next book to see what these characters get up to because, to be honest, I fear for their lives and I need to know what happens next. So the next two books I want to talk about are books that actually made their way onto my top 5 books I want to read in winter. So that was my just general winter TBR. And the first one is The Titan's Curse by Rick Riordan. This is the third book in his Percy Jackson series. This follows a set of characters who are all demigods, which means they have one parent that's a human and one parent that's a Greek god. They go to a camp to train to learn how to deal with their magical abilities, all of that kind of stuff. It is fun, it is adventurous, I've grown really attached to these characters, and every book the stakes get a little bit higher, so I'm very curious to see what happens next. So the next book is quite a big book, and it is also on the 5 books I want to read in winter list, and that is Dune by Frank Herbert. This is basically the original science fiction book. It has so much world building in it, and it has so many different elements of sci-fi that are used very commonly now. This book created so many different tropes. I'm super excited to pick it up. I'm a little intimidated because of how big it is, but also I'm afraid it's going to be a fairly dense read, so we'll see how I actually enjoy it when I pick it up. So book number 4, I don't actually have with me, but that is Gemena by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. This is the sequel/companion novel to their first book, Illuminae, which I absolutely loved. This is a sci-fi novel that is told in a very unique format as it is mixed media, which means it is basically a dossier. It's got transcripts of videos, it's got chat logs between characters, it's got art, it's got so many different ways that it tells this story, and I don't want to say too much about the story because this is a book that I feel that it is better to go into kind of blind because there are so many twists and turns and so many different things that I feel like if you were spoiled for anything, it kind of ruins some of the fun. But Gemena is the sequel/companion, and I'm not quite sure on the plot because I've stayed as far away of spoilers as I could, the same way I did with Illuminae, but I do know that it follows a different set of characters, which makes it more of a companion than a direct sequel. But I'm super excited to pick this up in 2017. I've heard fairly good things about it. I do know that it has a lot more art in the story than just the video transcripts and stuff that the first book did. So I'm super excited to pick it up. So the last book on my list is the only 2017 debut, and that is A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. This is the third/final, maybe? I don't know how many books are going to be in this series. Novel in her A Court of Thorns and Roses series. I read A Court of Thorns and Roses last year, and it was alright. It was kind of mediocre. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. And then I read A Court of Mist and Fury, and it blew my mind. That was by far my favorite book that I read last year. There are some problematic things in it, don't get me wrong, I understand that, but I absolutely loved it. I fell in love with the story. I devoured it in like a day. So I'm super excited to see what these characters get up to next. I don't really want to say too much about the plot because, like I said, this will be the third book in the series. I don't want to spoil anything up to this point, but there were some events that happened at the end of A Court of Mist and Fury that left me heartbroken and heart-wrenched. So I really hope that these characters that I've grown so attached to make it because, I fear for their lives and I want to know what happens next, and this book literally cannot get here fast enough. Alright guys, those are the 5 books that I hope to read sometime in 2017. I don't have any particular time frame that I want to read these by, except for I really hope that I get to all of these by the end of the year. So let me know down in the comments below some books you are excited to read in 2017. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!